Hey everyone, this is Scott Miller, and right now I am at one of my favorite places. It's called Jordan Lake, and it's a pretty big lake right by Durham, North Carolina, where I live. And it's a really beautiful place. You can see some amazing sunrises and sunsets here. There are lots of fish in the lake, lots of birds around. You can see ospreys and great blue herons, and every once in a while you'll even see a bald eagle. And I know that a lot of people love this place and love coming here just as much as I do. But beautiful natural places like this are in danger right now because of climate change. All over the world, plants and animals and people are in danger because of climate change. And it can be tough to talk about climate change because sometimes it just makes us feel angry or frustrated or sad or depressed or even helpless. Sometimes we feel this way because we think, what could I possibly do? I'm not a climate scientist. I'm not a politician. I'm not the CEO of some large company. What could I possibly do about climate change? Well, that's what we're going to talk about in this podcast. We're going to talk with people who have decided to do something. We're going to talk with people who've decided to do whatever they can about climate change and about the climate crisis that we're facing right now. We'll talk with people who are working to address the effects of climate change and the causes. We'll talk with people who are finding new and more sustainable ways for us to live and work together. And we'll talk with people who are working to save and protect the many, many species of plants and animals that we live with on this planet and that we depend on for our health and our well-being and our survival. I'm going to tell you why I'm creating this podcast, and this might sound a little grim, but bear with me for a minute. So sometimes I imagine being transported like 100 years into the future, into a world that's been devastated by climate change. And I imagine meeting a group of people who are struggling to survive in this hostile world. And I can imagine them saying to me, you were alive in the 2020s. Like, you saw what was happening. You knew what was happening. What did you do? Like, we don't care how you felt. We don't care what you thought. We want to know what you did. Well, this podcast is what I'm doing right now, today. I'm not a climate scientist. I'm not the CEO of a large company. I'm not a politician. I'm going to be learning a lot with you along the way as we create these podcast episodes. But this is what I can do and what I'm going to do. And I hope that this podcast inspires you to think about what you can do to help create a cooler world. Not just a world that we can survive in, but a world that we can enjoy living in. A world that gives us whole new opportunities to succeed and thrive. Welcome to the podcast. Thanks for joining us. There goes a heron.